Hello, welcome to Premier Scene. I'm Claire Bueno as we kick off the new year at the nominations of the EE Rising Star Awards down here at BAFTA. Mark, as a member of the jury, what were you looking for in the performances?
Well, it's very interesting because the Rising Star Award's been going for a while. This is the first time I've been on the jury, and what happened with the jury, there were people like Benedict Cumberbatch, the actor, Kevin MacDonald, the filmmaker, Charles Gant, who's a sort of box office specialist. So you had people from within the film industry and commentators on the film industry. And we all got together in a room with a very long list and spoke fully and frankly about all the possible contenders. And the interesting thing was how much passion there was in the room, how much people really felt enthused by it. And the lovely thing about the EE Rising Star Award, and I think particularly this shortlist that we've come up with, is there's a real diversity. On the one hand, you've got some performers like SURAJ, who's just had a first film pretty much, Life of Pi, absolutely dominates that film. On the other hand, you have ANDREA, who's got a very strong career. She's worked in the National Theatre, worked in television, worked in film. You have Elizabeth Olsen, who I thought was fabulous in Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene, which I just thought was a terrific film. You've got ALICIA, Vikander, who was the star of actually my joint favourite film of last year, A Royal Affair, which is a wonderful movie. And then you have Juno Temple, who you can see has really sort of captured the public imagination. Her moment has arrived. She was great in Killer Joe, she was great in Kaboom. So I think there's something for everyone there, and I'd be happy for any one of those to win. I think they'd all be deserving winners.
And this is a public vote, so
Yes.
How important is it to the film industry to include the public in the voting process?
Well, because the interesting thing is the EE Rising Star is the only award at the EE BAFTAs which is voted for by the public, and having spoken to people who've been nominated and winners before, they've all said that as far as they're concerned, that makes it something special, because it's one thing, your peers and critics saying, oh, we think you did well. It's totally different when the audience gives you that kind of support. I mean, I remember really clearly when James McAvoy was the first winner, and he was so delighted and so thrilled, and he said because it was a public award. Last year when Adam Deacon won, I mean, of course, that was definitely a popular choice. It was really interesting because I think that wrong-footed some critics who hadn't expected that at all. So it's really good because it's an endorsement from the public. The lovely thing about this list is whoever the public choose, I think all of those people are really fine performers. It's a really, really good list. Lovely to see 4 women on it, incidentally, because of course last year was an all-male list. That just will work out like that sometimes. And as I said, I'd be happy for any one of them. And I think all of their careers would receive a boost from being EE Rising Star nominated or winner.
And for you as a critic, it's often, I would presume, a solitary job. So what was it like for you collaborating with the jury and kind of sharing all those interests, really?
It's lovely that you use the word collaboration, because there's such a thin line, isn't there, between collaborating and arguing. I mean, the really nice thing was, last time I was in a room with Benedict Cumberbatch, a couple of years ago, I was doing the radio show with Simon Mayo, and Benedict Cumberbatch came on, and he said, I've got something for you from Keira Knightley. I went, oh yeah, and he punched me on the arm. So he's sparky, and he meant, he's meant jovially, but also there was a nice bristle. And the nice thing about it was that people, they spoke very freely and very enthusiastically and very passionately, and that was what was nice about it. It was just how much people cared about getting the list right, about the right people being recognised, and I think it is a really good list of nominees.
Now, second year, you're in jury chair. What's that whole experience been like for you?
Well, it's been great, actually. I mean, this year, the jury were exceptional. They all brought a wealth of knowledge to the process, and they all fought really hard for the people they believed in. And I think the results show, in terms of the nominations we've got, all 5 of them are fantastic.
And is it nice for you to be a part of nurturing rising talent, really, and recognising it?
For me personally, one of the great things about the award is the chance to focus on rising talent. And I think award ceremonies can often focus on big stars, and that's what gets people excited. But this particular award is very much focused on people at the beginning of their career. Not total beginners, but people who are sort of starting to make a name for themselves.
And the important point is as well, just to be nominated is something in itself, isn't it? It's not just the winners, because you've even worked with a nominee yourself last year in the Hollow Crown, haven't you?
Yes, well, I've worked with Tom Hiddleston, who was nominated last year, and who's gone on to become a really major star already, even though he didn't actually win last year. And I think that's the case. It's a it's a great way of focusing on new talent and just giving that talent a platform.
And this is also, to be said, a very public vote. So how important is having the public's involvement, really, within the film industry and including them to help nurture and encourage the film industry here?
Well, at the end of the day, it's the public who make people stars, who decide who they want to see in the cinema and, you know, who they're going to pay their £10 to go and watch. So it's vital that you engage the public early on, I think, in terms of getting them to be excited about things like this, and drawing them into processes like the BAFTA Awards is great.
And there's such a plethora of talent out there. How do you actually whittle it down to just 5 nominees?
Well, getting it down to those 5 is really tough. I mean, we started out with a list of something like 200, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was a long list of people who were technically eligible, i.e. they fell within the right age bracket and they had a film out in the past year and so on. And then you quite quickly, within the jury process, people start championing their individual favourites or a team of favourites, the 4 that they like the best. And it was just a really robust discussion. We discussed everybody thoroughly and came up, I think, with a great list of people.
So, Juno, Rising Star Award, Rising Star Award, you must be very thrilled.
Yeah, I'm very, very honoured. Thrilled is a really good word, yeah.
So how did you first find out about it?
I got told by my agent and I really was not expecting it. But, you know, it's so amazing, especially when you look at the other nominees. Such extraordinary talent up there. I'm super proud to be up there with this group of people.
It's interesting that you touch on that because it's a very strong female lineup, isn't it, this year? So how important is that for you that the females are being recognised like they are?
Ecstatic about it. I think, you know, and also especially because the year before was very male. And I think there are so many incredible young women doing this right now. Women that are really brave. And so I think it's fantastic to notice that and to, especially these women who really are doing amazing, amazing things.
And it's interesting as well to see because often the film industry is criticised because there aren't that many strong leading lady roles. So hopefully this kind of like...
Proving that actually there are some amazing ones, and if you find the right person, they can blow your mind when they play them.
and with regards to the awards as well, this is an award that's been sort of put together by a jury of industry people, but going to be voted for by the public. So how important is that acknowledgement for you from the film industry and the general public?
Well, the nomination in itself is thrilling, like you said, and just kind of mind-blowing. It's such an honour to be given this by BAFTA, such an English, brilliant thing. And I think the fact that it's voted for by the public makes it very exciting. And, you know, I just found out and I think I'm just happy to say that I'm here and that I'm part of such a British thing.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because you, as an actor, you probably
Play a
don't
lot
even
of Americans.
think. Yeah, you do, and you're first of all being recognised by a British body, which of course it's on homegrown soil, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is such an honour, and it's very, very exciting for me because this is where I grew up. This is my family. This is, you know, but also America has opened a lot of doors for me, and being out there, Los Angeles, there's a shoot happening on every corner when you're walking down the street. So there's a lot of opportunity out there, and work took me out there and then kept happening. So I've stayed but like we were saying, to be here and to be a part of BAFTA and is a dream.
And with even being nominated for an award, do you often as an actor, you're just interested in getting work and getting the next
I feel the same thing. Yeah, but this has never happened to me before. This is a new thing, so I'm obviously incredibly excited. But yeah, I want a job right now. So, and I'm about to go off to do Sundance. I've got a bunch of films playing there, so it's going to be that's going to be exciting. But then yeah. I want to work. I want to work all the time.
What? What are you? I mean, what do you do?
I'm a detective.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like Magnum PI?
No, he's a private detective. I'm in the Dallas Police Department.
He ain't real either.
No. I'm real.
I read it's nothing like them shows with car chases and all.
A lot of paperwork.
I read some policemen go their whole lives without shooting their guns.
Probably true.
You ever drawn your gun?
Oh, sure.
You ever shot anybody?
Yes.
What if he doesn't like me? I mean, what if they don't like me?
Come here. Come on. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. If you can get the king to visit your bedchamber on the first evening, you'll be perceived as a great success.
Really?
I know you'll make me proud.
What's your name?
Always ask for Declan.
I mean your real name.
It's better you don't know.
If you make a mistake, I'm dead. Right. I'd like to know your name.
Mac. So I'll see you at the key the day after tomorrow. You make damn sure you're there.
This is the worst book ever written in English.
So there are worse books written in other languages?
Probably not, unless this book is translated into other languages.
Really? We don't need to do this.
No, please, let's. I need to know how you read these, I guess you call them sentences, close the book, and feel anything other than offended and sad.
Well, millions of people like it.
So when millions of people like something, that means it's good?
No, it means millions of people like it. These books make people happy. We don't always have to be thinking about poli-sci or reading Chaucer, which, by the way, I hated.
You're not supposed to like it.
But then why read it?
Well, that's it from Premier Scene for today, as awards season is well and truly on its way. I'm Claire Bueno, and we'll see you next time.